And welcome everyone to another episode of One by One and this special series Connecting the Dots with Riane Eisler and her special guests. Recorded live at Hubcast Campus Studios in Vancouver. My name is Michael Kraus. And as the host, I'm truly honored to support Riane Eisler and her many initiatives on partnership culture and consciousness, inviting us into this discussion that celebrates her legacies as global changemaker, especially in the context of so many upcoming activities that involve Riane and the evolutionary leaders community. Riane Eisler, scholar, systems scientist, and best-selling author of The Chalice and the Blade, The Real Wealth of Nations, and Nurturing Our Humanity. Riane has reshaped our understanding of history, economics, and power, introducing a transformational framework, the partnership system versus the domination system. Her work has been translated into over 30 languages, featured in classrooms and global forums alike, and has inspired movements for peace, gender equity, and social healing across the world. Welcome to the program, Riane Eisler. So honored again to see you and be in the beauty of your wisdom and your presence. And I'm really curious to learn if you could share with our audience the intention and vision of your upcoming Peace Begins at Home Summit in October, as well as your connection to our special guest today, Constance Kellough.
Well, I thank you so much, first of all, Michael, for doing this series. And I will start really by saying how delighted I am by all your interviews. And I am very, very delighted that Constance is your guest for this one. And I'll start with how I think that the two of us are so aligned in so many ways in terms of our emphasis on what in spirituality we call our oneness, and what in regular parlance we simply call interconnection. She, as you know, is the publisher of Namaste Press, one of the early publishers of Eckhart Tolle. And we just had a wonderful conversation, the two of us, about her work and my work. And of course, one of the books that she is very involved in was on children's early years. And this takes me directly to Peace Begins at Home, to our summit, which will be virtual, which will have 26 speakers from 17 nations. It's global. I'm keynoting it. And it's very solution oriented. I mean, yes, it starts with people who have actually experienced family violence. And notice I'm calling it family violence because that's what it is, not domestic violence. Because the term domestic violence, like so much that is associated with women, with children, gets marginalized, doesn't it? So let's call it what it is. And Connie, of course, was very instrumental in that area as well. But the Peace Begins at Home Summit, the Peace Begins at Home Summit connects the dots because we are socialized, and Connie and I talked about that, to really accept a very fragmented and fragmenting view of, quote, reality, caused by the traumas actually inherent in domination systems, which are trauma factories, starting in families, going on with economics, etc., etc. But the problem is that we don't realize how when children experience or observe violence in their families, that ripples outward into society at large. So studies show, for example, that people who grow up, not all people, but people who grow up in these kinds of families, in domination, control, backed by fear, by force, by violence, families, they tend to go into denial. And they deny that, and climate change denial, COVID-19 denial, election result denial, it doesn't matter. And it starts in childhood, where people who are dependent on adults that cause them pain, for food, for shelter, for life, go into denial, as they have to at that point in their life. And that denial carries forward. And violence in families normalizes violence in the world. So yes, peace begins at home. And that's the theme of our summit. But it's much more than that, because the summit connects the dots and also is very, as I said, solution and oneness, interconnection oriented.
Well, thank you, Riane. And what I really, really appreciate of what you just said is that the Peace Begins at Home Summit delivers practical solutions for families. And I believe that the time of speaking about it is over. It is now time to take actions for this generation, but also future generations. And how can we overcome the traumas that we have inflicted upon ourselves and others? And so I deeply, deeply, deeply honor your commitment and your initiatives and in hosting the Peace Begins at Home Summit in October, but also for inviting our special guest today, Constance Kellough. And many, many blessings to you, and I hope to see you soon. Thank you, Riane Eisler.
Thank you.
Today we come together with a new vision for humanity, to co-create a united Earth family. And with this vision and our shared intuition, we have the potential to bring peace on Earth to fruition. We imagine a world where we take care of all of life. And with this intention, we become beacons of light. So let's join together in manifestation to bring about societal transformation. From the heart of humanity, we come together in unity to co-create a united Earth family. From the heart of humanity, we come together in unity to co-create a united Earth family. From the heart of humanity, we come together in unity to co-create. Let's come together.
And now let me welcome Constance Kellough, an extraordinary woman, global visionary, and changemaker to the program. Constance Kellough is a polymath and graduate of McGill University. She began her career as a teacher in Montreal, later becoming head of English at Vancouver Community College, a management consultant, a principal of Kellough and Company. She then founded Namaste Publishing, where she also teaches inner body meditation, speaks and writes, including her book, The How to inner peace. As a publisher, she has released influential works such as Michael Brown's The Presence Process, Shefali Tsabari's The Conscious Parent, and Kurt Johnson's The Coming Interspiritual Age. Namaste's newest release, Life is Negotiable by Justin Jarmel, was released in August 2025. Constance is best known for introducing Eckhart Tolle to the world with The Power of Now, A New Earth, and Stillness Speaks. The Power of Now has sold over 11 million copies in the US and appears in 41 languages, while A New Earth has sold over 22 million copies worldwide in 59 languages. She often describes her path as a fool rushing in where angels fear to tread. When Eckhart Tolle asked her to publish his first book, she said yes. First-time author and first-time publisher came together in a shared noble intention, and the result has touched millions worldwide. Constance Kellough, I'm so honored to have you with us here today. What an incredible journey, accomplishment, and life, and I'm deeply, deeply grateful to be sharing this time with you. And first, I would love for you to share with our audience about your journey, and in particular, what was that pivotal moment when you decided to dedicate yourself and your life to publishing Eckhart Tolle's book, and a decision that has impacted millions and millions of people around the world, including mine. And I'm looking forward to having this conversation with you, Constance.
Well, Michael, I always felt dedicated to whatever I was doing, whether it was teaching disadvantaged children in the ghetto in Montreal, or working at Vancouver Community College and trying to influence the kind of teaching we disseminated through the English department, to when I was trying to help businesses succeed. So was there a real shift and an excitement about being Eckhart's publisher? No, it was just the next thing.
No?
And that, of course, led Michael to, because of the success of the book and because of the content of the book, other submissions came in. And Michael Brown, Fox, Shefali, and so many. I'm looking at my bookshelf now. And so there was an attraction by authors of Body, Mind, Spirit, once they read The Power of Now and A New Earth, to submit to Namaste Publishing, because they felt a resonance, an attachment, an ownership of what we put out in Eckhart's books. And to this day, we get so many submissions. But I have to be honest that in the last year, I've seen nothing to really tempt me to make a publishing offer. And what's happening, I think, number one, Body, Mind, Spirit, the whole spectrum of that large genre has been flooded. And so when I receive these manuscripts, there's nothing that is new or that is not already contained in our book. So why would I want to put another book out? Although I am holding out for one. And if the law of attraction works, and if it's meant to be, I'll get that manuscript.
So what I then really hear from you, Connie, when you said this was publishing Eckhart Tolle and his books was really a continuum of your already existing life's work, and maybe then I have to backtrack a little bit, and when did you decide, or what was that pivotal moment, as I called it earlier, that you decided to dedicate your life perhaps to the service of others, or to the service of consciousness, or the evolution of consciousness, literally to the service of oneness, if I can say it that way, encompassing all of those? Was there a moment in your life where you had this aha effect, or were you born into it?
I may have been born into it, Michael. And to answer your question, there wasn't a pivotal moment where it's aha. This is the way, to reach humanity on a large scale.
Yeah, and the other thing that and that's very interesting, because I've in terms of talking to people that have gone through what some people might want to call a spiritual awakening, there was always some sort of a trauma behind it, and that trauma caused people to awaken. You are actually the first person that I've ever spoken to that shares with me that this was kind of part of your perhaps evolution here as a spiritual being in the human body, right from the beginning, when you emerged here on the planet. And super fascinating. I never actually considered that. So you were kind of the angel born through your mother's womb, already existing and knowing what your life's path was going to be. You also mentioned about the, perhaps, I don't want to call it the quality of the books that are now being presented to you, or the scripts that are being presented to you. And from what I heard from you is that there is nothing new. Like, many books have been written, and within that, from my perspective, all the wisdom, all the knowledge, all the information is already out there. What we now have to do is we have to perhaps apply those. And if we don't have the knowledge and the information and the wisdom, then we need to start reading the books. So it might be a good place to start to simply republish everything in a new format. And I've read Eckhart Tolle's books. I think they came out in 2007, 2008. And the impact that it had on my life was incredible. So I deeply want to honor you from my personal experience here in this lifetime, for your work and your wisdom and your dedication and your angelness, if I can say it that way. So,
well, I have to admit that there wasn't a pivotal moment, but it was through continuing to publish that I came to the realization of oneness. It wasn't automatic. It was through meditating. The Course in Miracles is my Bible, and I continue to go back to it when I feel in wobble, or feel that existential angst, and I want to kind of figure all this out. Eckhart does that too. He goes back to the Course. And so that's been instrumental in my evolvement in consciousness. But it has been a process. It wasn't a wake-up thing at all. And also, yeah, I've suffered some huge trauma in my life. Did that catalyze my growth in consciousness? It had to. I think it just had to. Yeah.
I'm sorry to hear about the trauma, and also what I hear from you is that it was the persistence of your dedication, the persistence of looking for a greater reality that allowed you to then perhaps understand oneness, not just believe in it, but truly understand it. And so let me ask you, I'm curious to learn what are you working right now, and how do you feel we can deepen our understanding of oneness and the need for perhaps collaborative partnership around the world? What is needed right now? What actions can we take on a day-to-day basis to move this understanding forward?
Well, Michael, to be honest, I've been not really active in the world doing particular things. But the last 6 months, all of the activity has been inner. And so I'm like, I'm on retreat, but still doing dishes.
and doing them in a mindful way. As Eckhart would probably describe it, and give you full presence and full moment to it, because that's the only time that we have, is the present moment. And
the meditation is, to me, absolutely critical. It's a priority, and the meditation that I do is very simple, and it's what Eckhart says, to kind of just be still, go into a quiet area, go to your happy place, and just be still and watch the breath, right? But you know what I've even found, Michael? When you just watch the breath, there's still a conscious effort in there. So even drop that and just feel, and that's an important word, feel yourself being breathed. And the stillness is so powerful, and it's in that, it's beyond word and thought. So then you enter another kind of knowing, a deeper knowing, beyond word or thought. And when you emerge, I can only say that when you're in that space, that sublime state, and I can't always get there, and it shouldn't be an effort to get there, and so take as much of the efforting out of it as you can, is that's when the Holy Spirit speaks to me, beyond words or thoughts.
I hear you, and I don't know whether you know, but I'm also a practitioner of conscious connected breathing, and I do it on a daily basis. And within the process of conscious connected breathing, there is a time or a moment where it's not you breathing anymore. Like you said, it is spirit breathing you, which allows you to dive into a connection point with something greater than all of us. And that's where the true stillness presides, and that's where the true beauty and the Oneness really hangs out, if I can say it that way.
Totally, Michael.
And what I also do, and I'm just going to share that with you, even though we're on a whatever global broadcast here, is I can go into lucid dreaming within literally 5, 6, 7, 8 minutes. When I practice this conscious connected breathing, and I again then turn into that place where I've been breath, is that the correct word? Where something breathes me, I go into lucid dreaming, and I can, at the beginning of the process, I can ask a question. And many of the times that breath then brings me to the answer of the question, which is a profoundly beautiful experience. And there's, within that is also an incredible amount of gratitude. It's almost your heart is flowing over in that space where you realize the connection to your higher self and the divine, or God, whatever name you want to put towards it, and it's bliss. It's literally bliss for me.
It is. And there's a sense of awe about it too.
Yeah.
A sense of awe that in this form, in your form, in any bodily form,
No, beautiful.
we harbor this capacity. And yet it's a jewel that many people haven't yet discovered. And they will come to it in their own time or not. I remember I took in a session with Adyashanti, and there was an audience, and he was talking to a woman, on the stage, and they were kind of working through something that she had brought forward. And when she left the stage, he said, "Have a good day or not. It's up to you," right?
Yeah, and what I'm really experiencing right now, Constant, is literally the beauty of your heart and the beauty of your soul and the beauty of your understanding and wisdom, and the bliss that you are experiencing or envisioning right now in that moment, literally coming through the computer screen at me right now, and I can feel you, and I just want to express my gratitude to you, and hopefully our audience is or was able to feel exactly that same thing. And if you weren't, then rewind 5 minutes and listen again to what Constance was sharing, and really perhaps close your eyes and feel into the wisdom and into that beauty of what you are radiating out, that angel that you are.
And Michael, one thing I keep saying to myself, because I've been so blessed, and it's just like life is taken care of. And it's just, I've been so blessed. And what comes forward on a daily basis is gratitude and a reminder it's the Father's good pleasure to give you the kingdom. Not just pleasure, good pleasure. So bring it on. I just think that is so beautiful. It is the Father's good pleasure to give you the kingdom. So when I'm in that state of gratitude, I feel my Creator is happy too, that I'm giving my Creator pleasure too, good pleasure.
Good pleasure, beautiful, and especially in a time when so many around the planet have perhaps lost hope, and are looking at the negativity and the separation and the violence and the abuse, to hear your experience and your connection to the Creator and the joy within that, is just really, really uplifting to me, and perhaps also to many other people. So let me ask you another question then. So based on your life experience and your wisdom, what do you think is the single most important teaching or modality or practice that you can recommend for people to dive deeper and embrace unity consciousness or oneness or the connection to the creator? What do you think is your most single, what is the single most valuable practice that you think you would like to share and offer to
Well,
our
inwardly, it's that kind of meditation we've been talking about. And, the realization that when you're grateful for something, our creator is happy, So that it's like you're giving back, like it's just you've been given, and now it's a automatic loop that when you've been gifted, you've been guided, you've been blessed, you've been full of grace when things were black, then that gratitude is not it's more than the gratitude of the creator. It's you're giving back to our creator happiness, joy. You love your children, you're happy when they are. You're happy when they are safe. It's just it's a continuous loop. So bring it on. I'm grateful and I'm so happy I can make you happy, Lord.
now it's
But on the external, that's still kind of inward and my practice and inner knowing. But on the external, I will sit in the car in Sandio and I'll say, "Bless you, brother." He's in another car. "Bless you, sister." And then whether it's just I'm a very gregarious person or something, but I reach out and I talk to people and I try to make them laugh or just I appreciate them. And like even the taxi drivers, I just love talking to taxi drivers. Even just saying, "Are you at the beginning, middle, or end of your shift?" And this guy, it's just that's a person there. And he's really waiting to get that last trip done so he can go home and get a meal from his wife. So it's just seeing that humanity everywhere and just reaching out, extending yourself, the extension of who you are and connecting with that other brother or sister. And it's always a beautiful little encounter, maybe 30 seconds, 2 minutes.
I know what you're talking about because my experience when I'm in a supermarket or when I'm at a coffee shop and somebody's standing in front of me and I say, "How are you?" I don't say it in the typical, "Well, how are you?"
Yeah.
and then not respond, but I listen to what they say and really take a breath and recognize them as a soul in a human being, in a human body. And within that change of reaching out to another human being, you can already feel a transition within their being and the recognition,
Yes.
actually. And
Yes.
so
And the
how can
valuing.
how can we value each other, like you just said, and recognize each other for the living souls that we are here right now on this planet, having a shared experience and being on the same journey? And it's not easy for many. And so how can we practice more kindness and empathy and collaborate and cooperate across all races and religions and ethnicities and borders and boundaries and really live the experience of oneness on the planet?
Well, for me, it's whoever I encounter that day. That gives me the opportunity. If I don't go out, I don't say anything to people, but if I whoever I encounter, I take the opportunity to acknowledge their value.
Mm.
I appreciate them. And um, I guess I show that through giving them attention and asking questions, but again, not in an intrusive way. And people know where you're coming from. They know, whether you're coming from the heart or if you're just trying to be a busybody or something.
Yeah.
Oh, the wisdom of our consciousness. Eckhart said in A New Earth, you've read it, so you remember this, about our times. He said, this is a pivotal time, and we will either evolve or we'll die. So that sense of urgency helps us. And my daughter said, well, that was succinct.
It's pretty simple, isn't it?
Exactly.
Evolve.
And so evolve, he means evolving consciousness, right?
Yeah, evolve or die. That's so typical of him. And he was probably,
It is.
when you hear him say it, he was probably giggling afterwards, because there is also a certain sense of humor actually within that.
Humor? Did you say humor?
I did.
Absolutely. And sometimes he'll say something and I'll say, well, you sure you want to say it like that? Or he said, oh, it's so much fun. He giggles about things.
Yeah.
So he doesn't take himself very seriously. And he likes to laugh and even challenge other people to kind of come to, a giggle stage.
Oh.
Yeah, he's amazing.
Well, talking about wisdom, it was really a great honor and privilege to hear your wisdom and to be able to hear your path and the contributions that you've made. And I wish you all the best, Connie, on your continued journey inwards. And as you said early on, or maybe perhaps breathing is also about going inwards and then going outwards and inwards and outwards.
Mm-hmm.
And I just you've enriched my life in ways that you might not be able to comprehend through your wisdom and through your actions. And I'm deeply, 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 deeply grateful for who you are and how you show up in the world and what you did. And I hope that one day I'm going to be able to meet you in person. We both live here in Vancouver. And I would love to give you a hug and wrap my arms around you. And
That's a deal. We'll go for coffee. Coffee and hugs. Unless you want green tea, you healthy person.
No, you can ask everybody here at the studio. I drink coffee and coffee only all day. So you
good
have
on.
you have me for coffee.
Okay.
Thank you.
Purist. Yeah. The green tea thing just doesn't jive with me.
It
Have my
leaves
coffee.
it leaves an experience of dryness within my mouth. So I just don't. It for some reason it doesn't resonate with me, I think. And there's also those green tea and give me a matcha latte anytime. But just plain green tea is for some reason
Kind of boring.
is kind of let's consider it
It's
boring.
boring. And you have to put lots of honey in it, so you're not saving on calories.
Well, and I do the same with coffee. So to actually make it drinkable, it has to have sugar in it. And so, thank you again, Connie. It was what an honor to have
My
you here.
pleasure. You're just, may I say something?
Of course.
I'm just your mirror. What you see in others you cannot see it in others unless you already harbor it. So you're just looking in a mirror. Give yourself a hug.
And that's what I usually say to other people. So we are mirrors.
Really?
Yeah.
Yeah. And also, I read just this morning, and it stuck with me, and I don't know why I'm bringing it up now, but it's about just extending yourself. You can extend yourself to that tree with your appreciation. You just extend your beingness. And what came to me was Jesus's words: cast your bread upon the water, or else it cannot come back to you. And that is, the bread comes back, but it's absorbed the water, and it's bigger than the piece you threw out, right?
Yeah, and what I also hear is extend yourself and embrace it. And as Mariam Williamson said, we are more afraid of the light than we are of the darkness. And so when we extend ourselves, we need to also claim it. We need to be able to stand in that light and become fully aware of it, but not belittle ourselves anymore. That time is over, and we all have something to contribute in this world, and everybody has a gift. And if we can all just simply tune into the gifts that we are and that we hold within ourselves and bring them outwards and be true to them, then we're going to have an opportunity to transform humanity. And I believe that this is not
And
just
that consciousness is contagious.
it is.
It's
Yeah.
contagious,
Yeah.
right? So, the old Westerns, let's go fight this guy. And then everyone and then they go off on their horses. Consciousness is contagious, but Michael, it's also connecting.
Yeah.
It's contagious and it's a connector, right? So, yeah.
Beautiful.
So I'm looking at myself in you. You're a beautiful mirror. Thank you.
Thank you. Are there any final words that you want to share with our audience, Constance? And if not, it's okay too.
No, other than to reinforce when something happened in your life that you're grateful for, be really grateful for it, and know that you are honoring and making our Creator happy. And it's like a double gift. Yeah.
Beautiful.
It's beautiful. So it's you receive something, but you're giving it back. It's like casting your bread upon the water, and if you don't do it, it doesn't come back, right?
That's
So
right.
cast it, it'll come back. And that loop is so beautiful. Giving to your Creator the gratitude and knowing that He's made you happy, and now you are able to give gratitude and make the Creator happy. We don't think like that. We're one. When I'm happy, my Creator's happy, and I acknowledge that. Great pleasure. It's Father's great pleasure to give you the kingdom. So I guess that'd be my parting sermon.
Thank
Bless
you.
you. Namaste, namaste.
And I will reach out to you to have a coffee with you in Vancouver. And I want to thank everybody for tuning in to this episode of One by One and this special series Connecting the Dots with Riane Eisler and Constance Kellough. And until next time, be kind to one another and take care of each other. Thank you for watching.
Thank you.
And this is where the play out video was supposed to happen.